4 years, R&B superstars Ashanti and Nelly had one of the most high-profile relationships in the music industry. The two dated on and off for nearly a decade, and their romance often played out in the public eye. Recently, Ashanti opened up about her relationship with Nelly, including the wild reason she got pregnant with her first child right after they rekindled their romance. Let's take a closer look. Ashanti and Nelly first started dating in the early 2000s, shortly after Ashanti's breakout debut album. The two were a perfect match, both talented R&B artists at the height of their fame. Fans were captivated by their relationship and followed their ups and downs closely over the years. There were many happy moments, like when Nelly supported Ashanti at the Grammys or when they collaborated on hit songs together. But there were also rocky periods, like when they would break up for months at a time. Through it all, the public remained fascinated by their on-again, off-again romance. Fast forward to a recent interview, where Ashanti couldn't help but laugh as she recalled one particular incident that happened when she and Nelly had reconciled. "We had broken up for a while, but then we got back together," Ashanti explained with a chuckle. Nelly, bless his heart, he was just so excited that we were giving it another shot. He wanted to do everything he could to make it work this time. Ashanti then went on to describe a hilarious moment where Nelly's over-the-top romantic gestures got a little out of hand. "Nelly showed up at my house one day with like 50 dozen roses," Ashanti said, shaking her head and laughing. "I'm talking red roses, white roses, yellow roses, every color you can imagine. He had rented this huge van just to transport them all." Ashanti said she was both touched and amused by Nelly's grand display. "I was like, Nelly, what are you doing? This is way too much," she recalled, giggling. "But he was just so happy that we were back together, he wanted to go all out." Of course, Ashanti and Nelly's rekindled romance didn't last forever. But there was one big development that came out of their reconciliation: Ashanti's first pregnancy. "Not long after Nelly and I got back together, I ended up getting pregnant," Ashanti revealed, her expression turning more serious. "It was a bit of a surprise, to be honest. We hadn't really planned it." Ashanti then went on to explain the reasoning behind her hasty pregnancy. "I think deep down, I knew that Nelly and I weren't going to last this time either," she admitted. "Our relationship had always been so up and down, and I think I was trying to lock him down in some way by having a baby. I know it sounds crazy, but I was just so afraid of losing him again," Ashanti continued. "I figured if we had a child together, he'd have to stick around, you know? It was a last-ditch effort to make our relationship work." Of course, Ashanti's pregnancy plan didn't exactly pan out the way she hoped. She and Nelly ended up breaking up again shortly after their child was born. "It was a really difficult and emotional time," Ashanti admitted. "I was dealing with a newborn baby, trying to co-parent with Nelly, and also grieving the end of our relationship again. It was a lot to handle." Looking back, Ashanti acknowledges that her decision to get pregnant so quickly was not the healthiest choice. "I realize now that I was being really impulsive and irrational," she said. "Trying to trap Nelly with a baby was never going to work. All it did was complicate an already complicated situation." However, Ashanti said she has no regrets about having her child. "My baby is the best thing that's ever happened to me," she said, her face lighting up. "Even though the circumstances around the pregnancy were messy, I wouldn't change it for the world. My child has brought me so much joy and fulfillment." Ashanti's story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of rushing into major life decisions out of fear of losing a partner. While her hasty pregnancy didn't save her relationship with Nelly, it did give her the greatest gift of all, the child she adores more than anything. Ultimately, Ashanti's willingness to laugh at the absurdity of Nelly's over-the-top romantic gestures, while also openly sharing the complex emotional reasoning behind her pregnancy, makes this a truly compelling and relatable tale. It's a reminder that even the most high-profile celebrity relationships are still subject to the same universal human experiences and struggles.